First up is our E-Team WNC narrow gauge boxcar 434, built in a set of boxcars built for the railroad in 1916, restored and put here in the last few months by the Alexander chapter, the National Railroad Historical Society. Essentially, cosmetically, we're complete with the car. We've got some places we need to patch up some paint, finish a little bit on the roof walk there, and as far as trucks are concerned, we're going to have this car hopefully restored to operational standards so that we can take it to other places that might be able to put it on their trains. Right now we've got temporary shop dollies under the car, just little shop trucks for now that are standard gauge to hold the car, so that when we take the trucks that will be coming to it from the Colorado cars, we can just put them right under the car and it'll be ready to go. That'll be happening in the next few months as well. So this has been a fun project, but we're glad it's here, and we're almost done. This car over here is Carolina Northwestern number 401. It was actually built for the Chester and Lenoir narrow gauge railroad in the 1870s. We don't know exactly which year it was built, but the blueprints are from 1877. So that gives us a good general idea. But it was built in the 1870s, used actually on the line out here, Carolina Northwestern, Chester and Lenoir narrow gauge, back when it was narrow gauge. When the line standard gauged, about the same time, the Lawndale Railroad was starting out, and they didn't have any equipment. So they took all the boxcars and rolling stock from the Carolina Northwestern and used them on their railroad. So this car not only worked for the Chester and Lenoir and then the Carolina Northwestern management, it also worked for the Lawndale Railroad. And as far as we know, though, this is the only surviving car from the original Chester and Lenoir days. It has been cosmetically completed, put here a couple years ago. We actually rebuilt these trucks to actual specifications on the blueprints. We had the metal parts, the wheels, the journal boxes, that sort of stuff, but we had to completely build the wood and finish and redo all that from scratch, just from the blueprints that we had from 1877 and from the other surviving Lawndale car near Shelby. So that's how we redid this car. It's been here since about 2014, I believe, and it's probably the oldest piece of equipment we have here at the museum. Okay, so this is our 1922 Alco steam locomotive. It's a 260. It was built to be an export to Cuba to use in the sugarcane plantations, but it never went there. It was one of three, one of only two that survived to this day. It ended up working for some logging companies and ended up working for the Virginia Carolina Chemical Company in mid-Florida. And after that, it was retired in 1958, put in the park in 1961, and stayed in what was called Adair Park in Lakeland, Florida, for 50 years exactly, until it was going to be scrapped and the park was going to be used as space for a hospital. And we won it at auction and had it moved up here to North Carolina, and it's about mid-cosmetic restoration right now. As it stands right now, we don't have the sufficient funds to make it operational, but it's a good dream for down the line, no pun intended. And so right now we're in the process of getting it cosmetically restored and trying to figure out how we want it to look in the end, as far as lineage, heritage, and paint. But it's a beautiful locomotive. We're glad we got it. It's been through a lot of hard times in Florida, and it's in a rough shape as far as operation goes. But it's a goal someday, and so right now we're just cosmetically restoring it, and you're seeing it about halfway through that phase.
It's a little engines kit. A gentleman named John Barden got the kit from somebody that started it, was never able to finish it. It took him about 10 years to build the engine and the two cars that are behind it. But the level of detail, the time that he put into this, for example, rather than D valves, which are common on a lot of engines this size and very simple to run, he actually put piston valves on it, which are extremely unusual, but of course match the full-size number 12. You've got a steam pump on it, which he added. You've got a water injector, just like the full-size engines. There's really no difference between this and the full-size number 12 other than the size and the weight. It typically runs on coal. Today I'm actually trying out a synthetic coal and compressed wood just to see how it fires and how it runs. It seems to be doing great. There's a lot less smoke, so when I'm around people and I want to run it, I think that's probably going to be the best way to go. When I'm at home, I like the smell of burning coal, and so I'm going to run it on coal at the house. It's of course known as the Little Tweetsie. You can find it on the website at littletweetsie.com. It typically runs most weekends in the summer up in Banner Elk, and if anybody wants to come up there, I don't charge anything. Just look at the website. If it's running, you're welcome to come up and take a ride. It's a 1.5-inch scale, 7.5-inch gauge engine, and that means, for those of you who don't know, 1.5 inches on the train equals 1 foot on the full-size locomotive. 7.5-inch gauge is the width of the inside of the tracks. 7.5-inch gauge is a pretty standard East Coast gauge. 7.25 tends to be a West Coast gauge. I don't know how that difference got started, but that's typical. But she is a live steam, coal-fired locomotive.